This is a short video on assignment 3. The problem itself is fairly straightforward and it is stated here. So I'm not going to discuss the problem itself, but notice that you need to read the Fahrenheit reading. So numbers like this are going to be input by the user. So you shouldn't be displaying 200.1 or negative 200.1 or any number like that. And the output should be like this. Notice that you need to provide test data, at least 2 sets that you can use later to test your program. Don't copy the program output and consider it test data. You will not get any points. Similarly, don't copy your Python program and say that is your pseudocode. So again, no credit if you do such things. Spend some time on understanding the problem and then creating the pseudocode. It is a habit you should cultivate, and it is fairly straightforward to translate pseudocode to Python code. These are examples. So if your pseudocode looks like input an integer into X, then your display would be more like enter a number. But if your pseudocode is simply like input an X coordinate into X, then it would be more like input enter X coordinate. So this is a description of what you are trying to read in. It is meant for people to communicate. So this would be a display for the user of your program to understand what is to be input. So these are all examples. Don't start writing X equals A plus B in your program. That is not right. If your pseudocode is like set X to A plus B, then you write X equals A plus B. If your pseudocode is something like cost equals number of units times price per unit, then you would write cost equals number of units times cost per unit, like this, right? Or if your thing is like print A, if your pseudocode is print X comma Y, then it will be print in parentheses X comma Y. So these are all examples. Okay? And when I say annotated, it means some description of what you're printing. If you print just a bunch of numbers, it may not be possible for the user to understand what those numbers mean. So annotation means things like weight is, the pseudocode and the Python program all in one file into a Dropbox. But what I wanted to say was a few things about grading. Make sure that all of the identifiers are meaningful. Even if one identifier is not meaningful, not complete, not in full words, etc., you will lose 0.5 points. Even if one line, it doesn't matter what line it is more than 80 characters wide, you will lose another half a point. And if you put unnecessary blank lines, you will lose half a point. And you should make sure that tokens are separated with spaces correctly. So go through all these things, all these specifications. It is to make sure that your program is readable.